Okay, so let's talk about Maxine and what that movie could possibly look like. So we already know after the events of X that we have Maxine now on the road, going to become the star that she says she is destined to become, and at the same time having the baggage that just happened in X because that was a lot of bodies. We have another video talking about that pretty soon, and some more videos going deeper into X and also Pearl. So stay tuned for those by hitting that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We are on the road to 50,000 subscribers. At 30,000, we have a giveaway. We just gave a giveaway away. Go check out the community post to check out what was in there because you don't want to miss out on the next one. But let's talk about Maxine and what can we expect from this movie. So basically, after the events of X, where we saw Pearl go on her murderous rampage because she herself wanted to become a star, as we find out in Pearl, we now see that Maxine is the sole survivor in this. She goes on her way to Hollywood to become the star that she is always destined to become, as she says. We see that in the teaser as we see the Hollywood sign now saying Maxine instead, 3X's, so we probably have some corn in this movie as well. But we actually are going to be seeing something more interesting, I feel, because we are going to see a damaged person trying to sort of become a star, because I'm pretty sure a lot of this is going to be held onto her about what just happened, and she is going to try her best to try and overcome that. But we know that things don't necessarily go the way for our protagonist as they always do, as we saw in Pearl. So I'm pretty sure we're about to get some other stuff included here. So this movie does take place 6 years after the events of X. This has already been confirmed, and I'm pretty sure a lot of that will follow if Maxine or not did achieve her dream or not as soon as she got to Los Angeles. I'm wondering too if we'll see some of the road trip to Los Angeles from Texas, because that's a pretty long way out, and how that was sort of a thing that maybe maybe we see her progress as she was trying to make it to a star, and we see her being a star already. Another thing to note too is that we have some unresolved issues. What's going on with her father, who we find out at the end of X was the preacher on the TV we kept hearing, and the preacher is sort of looking for Maxine as well. So I'm curious to see if this church or anything like that does come into play in this Maxine movie, where they might be trying to find Maxine, or we see a little bit more of her background as well, as being this daughter of a preacher, and then eventually leaving because she wants something bigger in her life, and she wants to become the star. So I'm pretty curious about that, because I think that we definitely will see more of that, because that was something that was sort of laid out in the X movie, and I think they wouldn't have just done that for no reason if they weren't going to go back to it. I'd be kind of curious to see if maybe the church is some type of cult or something, and that's taking a really left turn, right? Like really going the other direction of it all, which could be very outfield and honestly take away from the movie in itself. But I think Ty West and Mia Goth have proven with doing Pearl right after X that they definitely like to take risks, and I think those risks always definitely do pay off for them. So I'm curious to see how that's going to be. We have heard that Mia Goth has already read the script, and she says that this is definitely the best out of the three in her honest opinion, and I definitely am curious because I think that Pearl really topped X. So if we see Maxine top Pearl, then that's something that's always great to see. When the sequel keeps topping the other one, I'd love to see that. So we'll see what happens with that. Now, they have not started shooting this movie. There is apparently going to be happening around the end of the year, so we possibly could see this maybe in the summer or the fall at the latest. So I'm very much so fingers crossed that that is somewhere around the summer, because I think that this film has big potential. It is definitely something that's always pretty trendy as well on apps such as TikTok and Twitter. So I think the demand is there to want this movie. So if I was A24, Ty West, and Mia Goth, we'd be already steamrolling through this movie trying to get it done, because the demand is there and people want to see it. So I'm hoping to get a trailer sometime maybe in the spring of next year, and definitely will be exciting to see. We did have X this spring come out, and then we had as well Pearl come out late in the summer. So it would be kind of cool if they could get it by the end of the summer, like a year before Pearl came out. That'd be kind of amazing. A trilogy in itself, a very, very well done trilogy in my opinion. And I haven't even seen Maxine, so that's where I'm at right now. But I do believe that Maxine will follow Maxine after the events of X, and her trying to come to terms with it. A theory I had as well is maybe she is sort of writing a sort of story about what happened there, and they're making it into a story, and she sort of gains notoriety as being the survivor of sorts. But at the end of the day, she wants to break out of that mold of just being the survivor from the X massacre, and wants to be the star she was. So I think we could definitely see some things where she has this sort of like thing to her where she has maybe survivor's guilt of sorts, or also is just trying to break free of the mold that maybe the media gave to her, just being this is the girl who survived the massacre and that's all she'll ever be, and she's trying to be something more than that. So I definitely see it going down that path as well. And at the same time, I think we're also going to deal with the dilemma of her upbringing in the church and her father being this famous preacher, because he was on TV, and at that time to be on TV, you were pretty famous in my honest opinion. So we'll see how that is honestly going to be handled, because I do think that the preacher and the church are going to come into effect to her as well in her newfound life, wherever that may be, in California, or if she's still in Texas, who knows. Maybe it's just she's still longing for that dream to be in California, but she's not there just yet, you know. So we'll see what happens. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions on Maxxxine. We're going to talk more about X as well, and some of the things in Pearl. So stay tuned for all of those videos. Make sure you're subscribed, hit the notification bell, and as always, that is going to do it for me. But if you haven't already, we are currently getting to 30,000 subscribers. We will be doing a giveaway once we get to that. We're going to be talking about horror, I think, till the end of the year, as well as some of the other movies that are coming out, such as The Menu, Wakanda Forever, as well as Bones and All. Very stacked month in November. We have other videos as well planned during this whole month, so stay tuned for all of that. And yeah, we got a lot of things we're planning, but like I said, we are currently trying to get to 30,000 subscribers, where we will do another giveaway. So make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. We have the podcast coming back. We have a lot of things that are going to be returning to the channel, and as well as I said in my previous video, we have a movie we're working on, so that's going to be exciting. We have some more announcements on that by the end of the week, so stay tuned for that. But as always, I'll see all of you next time. Let me know your thoughts and your theories about Maxxxine. What do you hope to see? Are you excited for this or not? Which one do you prefer, X or Pearl? I'll probably do a community post about that, because I'm just curious to see what people think. And I think that you definitely get a very I feel like both films are so different, but in my honest opinion, I did enjoy Pearl a little bit more. Just I think the whole scope of it and everything was just on a different level, and it felt so fresh and different from what we got in. X was great at bringing a slasher form back, but it feels like something I've already seen, whereas Pearl felt so much different from it and felt so refreshing to see this year. So I don't know, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. But as always, I'll see you next time. Stay safe, stay positive.